We get this question a lot.
Hamieverse is where anyone can find the courage through our stories to pursue their dreams and goals.
And everything connects, and that's just a metaphor for life, really. So, what is the Hamieverse? Hi everyone, I'm Mateen, the founder and CEO of the Hamieverse, and it's about time we warmly welcome you into this amazing world and show you the great minds that make it happen.
And I'm Tam, one of the co-founders, creative directors, and the author of the Hamie Saga and the Hamieverse Codex.
Hey everyone, it's Behdad here, co-founder and head of gaming for Hamieverse.
The simplest answer is that it's a brand new world, it's a brand new universe, right? And this universe lives through and beyond comics, novels, games, and the people who spend time in it.
Sooner or later, you'll realize that everything in this universe connects. And that's just a metaphor for life, really.
We want to create that platform that allows the players to immerse themselves into that world. It's the characters and stories of those characters that we're bringing into the Hamieverse TCG. Is what persuaded us to build this game.
What was special about Hamie?
Well, to answer your question, nothing. And that's what makes it special. You see, when we were trying to create the hero character, there's a very big stereotype about what heroes look like. And quite often they're either very strong or very intelligent, and that's quite hard to relate to. So we wanted to make the hero character relatable. And we realized that he started as a factory floor worker, and through his grind and through his motivation and determination, he ends up succeeding. It's not because he had any superpowers. And what we're trying to teach people here is that it's not about being a superhuman. It's about knowing that being human is super.
For me, it was just really exciting to see how far we can push this.
Yeah, it was when it came to the comics, that's when I really realized this could be big. We didn't really know what we were doing, but it had so much potential, and we were sitting down and brainstorming. There was something in me that really knew that this is going to connect with people.
It was my first time really creating and immersing myself in creating a comic. The hardest part is the fact that a novel and comics are such different mediums, and the ways of storytelling are so different. When I was writing the novel, I just kind of like knocked myself out, got really deep into their psyches. I remember kind of like almost wanting to burn it all down, because you get so deep into crafting a character and really like going into like all of their motivations. Okay, why are they making this decision? Like, what part in their brain? How would they justify this? So you at one point have to like simultaneously adopt different personalities in order to craft it. For example, Caligo went through a lot of really bad things, and the way she deals with it compared to Hikari, for example, right? Or Ace, who's very much so happy-go-lucky, very charming, very loud, very obnoxious almost, as opposed to Hamie, who's very much so your average Joe in a way, but also deals with anxiety and depression. When you have a comic, you have almost a lot less space in which you have to either communicate what you want to communicate or compromise on what you're communicating. So while we're essentially telling the same story, the comic focuses a lot more on the now and hints at the past, whereas I want to say that the novel does almost the exact opposite in a way. So they go complementary together, so by both, I guess.
Launching at Comic Con was an incredible success for us. We printed like 1,000 novels and like 2,000 comics because we didn't think that people were going to care so much about what we do going to Comic Con next to these big players. And
like you were pushing for that number, because I remember arguing with you and saying, no, this is too many.
And then by the end of it, all was gone. I didn't even get a single copy for myself, and that was pretty amazing. If you want to immerse yourself into lore, you're gonna have to go through all the different mediums that we have, from the novel to the comics to the videos to the TCG, because it's designed to be fragmented but interconnected in such a way that, you know, you're gonna get little bits and clues from all these different places.
The plan always included a game, didn't it? So we started off with exploring Fortnite and Roblox, and then we kind of really leveled it up to what it is now.
Yeah, so the Hamieverse is all about meeting people where they are. We realized that if we wanted to change entertainment, then we had to create different forms of entertainment. The gaming industry is actually bigger than music and TV combined. It's a huge ecosystem, and in order for us to really penetrate even the next generation, we realized that gaming is how we needed to do it. So it's an amazing journey, going from thinking about building in other people's worlds to creating our flagship game of our own and going on to abstract chain. Shout out to the incredible work that Behdad has done on the game inside as well. It's actually his idea to create the TCG in the first place. He said to me, look, could we create something that's high strategy, high fun, and incredible UI, right? And we thought that if we do those three things really well, we'd create an incredible product.
We're not trying to reinvent the wheel. There's so many beautiful TCG games out there. But the foundations of the game, one of the main factors is the game has to be fun, right? I mean, I personally, as a gamer, will not touch a game that is not fun, that will not make me come back to play.
Growing up with an older brother, I was thrown into the world of gaming, whether it was like Counter-Strike or whatever. But then as I grew up, I was very much so into games that are like very beautifully striking, like Overwatch, Legend of Zelda, all of that stuff. TCG, I never considered it to be an aesthetically pleasing game in the traditional sense for gaming, because to me it kind of read like static. But as we were building the game, it hit me that there are so many ways in which you could bring a TCG to life. And I feel like that really comes through in a way that I personally haven't seen before. And I feel like that's what really makes the TCG different.
What makes the game fun is just the mechanics of the game, how the game gives you opportunity at every minute to learn more, discover something new, and most importantly, competition. And competition creates viewership, and viewership creates stories. We want to create that platform that allows the players to immerse themselves into that world and just experience the full gameplay in different viewpoints.
So growing up on games like Pokemon and Yu-Gi-Oh, I really felt like they were immersive worlds, but they're not very relatable characters. And I think what we tried to do in this TCG game that we created is try to bring that level of immersion that I experienced as a kid with these OG TCGs, but create more sophisticated, relatable characters that are not just arbitrary, but they're actually anthropomorphic, right? So they have these half animal, half human characters, and they have these deep backstories that are meant to be relatable. And that's what we want to really take it to the next level, not only with the quality of the UI and the quality of the art, but also the level of immersion that you could go on and a journey that you could go on with this game, and what it could teach you and how you could relate to these characters, how these characters evolve over time, and how we want people to also evolve over time as they interact with our universe.
So eventually every player starts with the same cards or the same decks, etc., but those cards gradually change and evolve to the player. The players can rank up, they can customize, they can adapt to different strategies in the meta.
Everything that we do has to align. We are mission first. Our job here is to positively impact 1 million people. And we do that through everything that we do. Yes, the products, but also empowering artists is part of that. Also empowering less fortunate people through the Hamieverse Foundation is also part of that. Every month with the Hamieverse Foundation, we try to impact as many people as possible through a monthly mission. But for us, our monthly missions are not just about dropping some food for somebody and call it a day. We want to create self-sustaining systems of change. So everything that we do, the whole premise of it is that do impact once, but even after we leave, people could continue to be impacted forever.
You mentioned the AI bit, which, especially nowadays, it is such an important factor, and even beyond Web 2 and Web 3, worldwide, it's become such a hot topic for so many reasons. I feel like it was so important for us to be very adamant about not using AI in what we do. Why?
Eventually, I believe that there's going to be inflection points where people are going to start to desire human-made content once again. Yes, AI has its place and that ship has already sailed, but when it comes to art and it comes to humans and it comes to creativity, I genuinely believe that the NFTs that are going to be valuable in 10 years are going to be the NFTs that are all hand-drawn, handmade, and represents real artistic creativity. So we try to go beyond just thinking about the short term to thinking about the long term, and how are we going to have valuable assets 10 years from now.
Yeah, and to add to your point, I think part of the process, part of the human-made process is what adds to the value ultimately. It's when you actually take the time to think and conceptualize and then execute it. And you do that with the passion of it all. That's when the real value gets added to it.
We built the Hamieverse because in a world full of suffering, it's easy to feel like a hopeless hamster. But we wanted you to remember that if you could unite and come together, you could overthrow the powers that hold us down and the system that keep us trapped. So just remember that, because that's the bottom line of the entire story.
The main mission of the Hamieverse, I understand we have stories, we have games, novels and everything, but the main mission is to at least help 1 million people through our stories, through our ideas, through the world that we're building.
If you're here for the stories
or the community, welcome to the Hamieverse.